What's going on, guys? Hey, Reefy back with you, and it's Tuesday night after a very long week off. But man, I needed it. It was great to get away for, as Rick and everybody else that was around was talking. My anniversary. Decided to take the missus up to Arlington National Cemetery, and then after that, we went on down to Colonial Williamsburg and toured all that. And man, it was a great week. De-stress. Still got my butt kicked in darts, but you know what? I will absolutely take it. Take it. So, as every Tuesday, I got the one and only Rick James as well as the fast and furious Lucky Dog. Lucky and Rick, you guys did a phenomenal job for me last week. I know I just thanked you, but I'm going to thank you again. I'll start off with you, Rick. Man, great job last week. You host every single stream. Tonight it's Dover, the Monster Mile. See who's going to be able to elude Miles the Monster. Go on and get the win without getting crushed. How are you doing? Who do you got for tonight, buddy? Rick. You got me, buddy.
Hey, Pete, there we go. Sorry about that. Finally got you now, pal. I am ready to go for this one, man. It's going to be so much fun tonight. Monster Mile with these trucks on here. They're going to be going hard, fast. I honestly, for me, it's unpredictable just from so many standpoints. From the first lap to the last lap, this flag to flag coverage will have action at every corner.
And yeah, thank you again. Lucky, it's kind of the same thing, man. You were there with Rick last week, right along with TN Vols. Rock NASCAR, thank you very much. Appreciate those bits and everything that you do for the community. But as these guys get finished up with qualifying here, Lucky, I know you had a pretty. You're kind of gearing up for Dover as well. How you feeling tonight? Who you got for tonight? And congrats on making that top 50, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a great accomplishment, and I'm honored to be a part of the Winter Heat Series for the upcoming race this Sunday at 2 p.m. Really excited. It's pretty strong on time trials, but that's not the main focus for tonight. The main focus right now is the Truck Series here at Dover for NNR. I'm really excited. Presets around Dover, I think, is a very intriguing challenge. You're going to see a lot of guys fight very strange looseness off turn 2 and off turn 4. It's almost like the car just instantly snaps. It's a very snappy loose, and it's very hard to control it. So you're going to see a lot of guys try to run lower presets so that they won't be loose off the corner, so that they can have a good time or have an easier time trying to race side by side with other people and have an easier time be consistent over the full course of a race. Because once you hit that apron at this track here, the Monster Mile, it's either you're spinning out, looping it, or just going straight to the wall. I mean, if you manage to not do either of those things, consider yourself a lucky man. So we're going to see a lot of chaos. We're going to see a lot of we're just going to see a lot of excitement here. It's the Monster Mile. It's crazy for all the reasons.
Yeah, coming off 2 and coming off 4, absolutely. Not only are you trying to keep off the wall in arguably two of the tightest exits of any corner, across the circuit. These guys are going to have to fight to keep it down low, still putting a whole lot of wheel into it and try to keep the truck faced in the right direction. So I couldn't agree with you more. All these guys are back in the lobby waiting on those last-minute instructions from the one and only NNR SWATs. Your Cup Series, I'm sorry, your Xfinity, yeah, I'll get it right one of these days. Their Truck Series admin. Not sure if you guys caught last night during the PSES iRacing race these guys ran. NNR actually has a team in that as well. Cowboy was in there, Bowling was in there, Swats was in there, Coey was in there, and I think there was one other. He's probably going to kill me for forgetting who he was, but they did a pretty good job. At one point, NNR had a lockout of the top 3 for their first community race on iRacing. So big tap, tip of the hat to those guys as well. But like you said, Lucky and Rick, it's all about Dover tonight, Dover, Delaware, Miles the Monster, the larger of the two concrete coliseums. Bristol may have more seats, but I tell you what, this is like a Bristol on steroids. And tonight we're gonna have to see who's gonna be juiced up enough. Rick, who do you have taking it all the way?
starting lineup. NNR Bowling just put a spanking on the field last week at the Charlotte Roval.
Think I lost you, buddy. I heard you say something about putting a spanking on everybody at the Charlotte Roval, and from what I caught, you're absolutely right. Lucky, I think we might have lost Rick
Yeah.
for a second there. What about you, sir? Who do you got for tonight? As we got about 10 seconds before they go live.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's very easy to go with Bowling because he's been so strong this season. I believe he's won three races so far. But looking at the qualifying results, I may be a little bit behind on Swats' stream, but it looks like Shadowak is on the pole with TGMB in second. So the Thor Sport trucks are 1 and 2 right now. Shadowak pretty disappointed after last week. He didn't get the result that he wanted, and already off of the pole position so far in this for leading up to this race. Sorry, got my words wrong. So he's looking.
Somebody get Pete an invite.
Yes, please. Thank you. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I wanted
Oh
to
yeah,
get over there and
yeah. I was gonna say Shadow's on the pole, and albeit pole is in itself, but it's something completely different from the race. But I'd be curious to see how he'll translate that qualifying pace over to race pace.
well, they are loading in right now. I'm gonna go ahead and get loaded in, and I'll get you guys your invite
Yep. Hold up.
invite right now. Let's see, Lucky. I hope you're logged
I'm
in.
peering online right now.
All
Yep.
right, you're the man.
Yeah.
It's weird. I still, even though I have you set as a favorite, I still don't come across you. So I'll scroll on down and find you.
I don't know why that
There
happens.
you
I
are.
think it does it by like different order.
All good. Not a problem.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Rick James, thank you very much for those 100 bits, buddy. I appreciate you. Get ready to call this race, and yeah, it's gonna be a good time. And as you continue to see that Fanatec equipment pop up on the screen, Fanatec was the sponsor for the Pro League, and we're gonna go through the race as you or through the field rather, as you just said. 99 is Shadowlack. He's gonna be on pole. He's got the 88 of Beast to his outside, the 40 of the up and comer. You recognize this guy from East Park, but that's going to be ECR Kool-Aid. Then you've got the 24 of Krabby Soup, 21 of Tenacious, NNR Chevy, as well as the 38 of Bowling, your pick, with the 02 of Yotes King. He's actually going to be stepping up to Xfinity here pretty soon. Bossy Geo from the Bahamas, pick that up from you, Rick. He's going to be right there in that 00 with the 23 of More Than a Cape to his outside. There's NNR Swats, 2 of Chevy Convoy, 33 of Haskell the Rascal, 13 of Garrett, 98 of Papa Bear, and Rick, we are green, 98 and 88, side by side, going through 1 and 2.
988 out of the second corner. The F-150 driven by Shadowlack leads into turn number 3. TGMB sitting in second. EGR Kool-Aid, who you said, Pete, normally runs the 62 in East Park, here in the number 40 Plan B Silverado. 99 leads, 88 in second, 40 in third place.
Yeah, 40 sitting pretty comfortably right there in P3. Lucky behind him, he's got a line of cars. Here comes that 40 with a head of steam down low. Lucky, do you think right now that 40 might be trying to press it because he knows, as well as everybody else, depending on what preset they started with, they're either going to get loose very quick, so why use it up now and make up as many positions as you can, or did he start off a little bit freer and just maybe backed up the corner?
He's looking very strong right now. He's definitely got a lot of speed so far firing off, but it's a question of how he can maintain that over the run. At this track position is everything, so he's just trying to make up as many places as he can and try and get as many stage points as he can so he can be in a better position for the end of the race.
Rick, this track is like a roller coaster. They come up out of the corners, down the backstretch, go down a big old hill all the way around. Checking up pretty, or either that or just tapping the brakes to set the nose and then get back on it. Would you prefer to let it roll into the corner, down the hill, come back up, hard on the throttle, or are you more of or would you rather use a little bit of a brake to set the nose?
Even from this seat here, you can see the undulations in the track changing, and very good, just like a roller coaster, Pete. And it's very difficult to get a rhythm because the truck is moving constantly. There's such a great elevation change, relatively speaking, at this Monster Mile that a perfect lap is near impossible. But ECR Kool-Aid from his third place position seems to be really turning up the pressure on Cadillac. And as soon as these tires start to wear and trucks start to slip up the hill into that blue line fence, is where you're going to see positions just shifting left and right, up and down. It's about to be crazy.
Yeah, top three really getting a big gap back to fourth. Fourth has a big gap back to fifth. These top three absolutely pulling away. Whole lot of respect to one and only Bama Trauma out there. Of course, NNR's favorite Army sergeant away in South Korea. Definitely, Miss Trauma, when you talk to Vols, let them know that we're thinking of them and hoping to hear from them again very soon. But going to continue to go through the field here, Lucky. Yeah, fourth place has a bit of a gap back to fifth, but right now riding along with that 21 Cosmopolitan Silverado for Tenacious Z, he should be able to just latch onto the guy in front. There is a little bit of a drift here and push him around to where maybe the top three can be caught again. But just as I say that and what we were wondering about the 40, he just went around. But it looks like everybody was able to get on by. I don't think we'll see a caution.
I think that right there's a little bug. I hate to say, sorry, I'm breaking a little norm here. There's a little bug entering turn one. If you're right up against the wall, I think he got it. It's like there's like an invisible wall and it shot him, and there's no way to control it, and he ended up hitting the inside wall. So that's very unfortunate for him. There was nothing he could have done about that. But going back to what you were saying, yeah, the 21 is just riding behind the O2, and they're closing back to the 3 truck of Monster Mike. And Monster Mike struggling a little bit right now at the end of this race. I don't know if he got damage from the 40, but yeah, he's dropping back quite a bit right now.
Yeah, Rick, the 3 car pretty much just went up and stayed high, allowed the O2 of Yotes, 21 of Tenacious, and one more kind of work on by. And now he's going to be, as you like to say, up their trumpet, kind of following him around for a couple of cycles, maybe, get back in this. But with a 5-car train, with the O2 leading, he's won a truck race so far this season. Even though he's going to be working his way over to Xfinity here soon, due to some family responsibilities, he's still fast. He wants to close out his time in trucks with a win. Can he do it? We'll have to see. Still a lot of racing yet to go.
Racing to go, Pete. There's at least 30 laps remaining in this opening stage. So we're still trying to feel out these trucks. The 38 of Bowling, who had that great run last week at the Charlotte Roval, I believe he ran for the cycle, is making moves through this field. He's now behind this 21 truck, really just making it look so easy, which is a good indicator to how he'll race in the remainder of the stage. Meanwhile, the top 2, Pete, the 99 of Cadillac and the 88 of PGM Beast, are just running away with this super early. So there's a lot to look at in these opening laps.
Yeah, Shad has gotten very, very close a couple times. He's definitely running very strong right now. Like you said, got the 88 right behind him, but a huge gap going back. Right now, I think Shad is on par, and lucky he doesn't look like he's getting loose coming off the corner. I have to think either he's not being too aggressive in order to keep the rear under him, or that truck is just performing the way that he liked, and he started off with a good starting spot as well as all kinds of clean air so he can really run his own race and hit his own marks. He's able to conserve his tires and just be, as Rick says, use that other P word, that patience word, and not have to fight anybody as he continues to extend his lead.
Absolutely, patience is a virtue around this track. I mean, you have to race the track. It's not so much about racing other guys; it's about racing the racetrack, kind of like a road course in a way. This thing is a beast in itself. That's why they call it the Monster Mile. But see right there, Bowling just slams the wall off of turn 4. Got too tight, got a bit too optimistic, hit the wall. It definitely accumulated some sort of damage. but the 3-time winner this season already struggling just a little bit here at Dover.
Yeah, it looks like the hood pins on that thing Lamar popped up on the right side, just slightly though. Rick, that Crossley Ford F-150 doesn't look too worse for the wear. I think we've definitely seen worse, and for Miles the Monster, maybe just give him a little flick on the nose, so to speak. I think he's going to be just fine.
Just
Yeah, I
fine,
think he'll
Pete.
be fine.
That Crosley brand F-150 now working his way into the fourth position. Something really uncanny is happening here, Pete. That 99 of Cadillac is now just tearing this field to absolute pieces. It's 26 laps to go. And since we last caught up with these leaders, they were not more than half a second apart. Cadillac now exiting turn 4 is looking behind the TGMBs who's just entered it. The lead is growing larger, so obviously I'm thinking too hard, too fast, Pete. But 25 laps left, and this 99 is going the rest of this field. He's currently the truck to beat.
Yeah, he's absolutely the truck to beat. And as he just came off of turns 1 and 2, and as he enters 3 and 4 right here, he can actually see the tail end of the line. And we've got about just under 20 trucks here tonight. For him to be catching the back half of the field, if he continues on this pace as he crosses under the bridges on the backstretch, he's got to feel pretty good about what he's got under him. Silent Killer 24, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Glad you're back from where were you? I think you were in Detroit or something like that. I'm guessing you're back home, safe and sound. Good to hear, sir. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. 40 of ECR Kool-Aid. He's actually looks like he's going to be the first one to bring that on down pit road. One of those Silverado, one of the Nice Silverado trucks. So we'll have to see if he was just starting to get a little loose. He just actually joined the Discord today, Rick. So I don't know how much time he actually put in. Or everybody else had a full week to prepare for Dover. He might have just thrown something in and hoping that it would stick. Willing to try anything in order to make the race tonight.
To try anything. And so far, he's done well, Pete. He finds himself, he was in the top 3 here for a moment, and it looks like he might have just come down pit road and actually sped down pit road because he's spending far too much time there. And straight away, Pete, that has to be a speeding road penalty, a pit road speeding penalty. But straight away, we've seen one of the biggest dangers of any race, not just Dover. But what makes it so difficult is how little relative room there is on the apron. Looking at this truck that's exiting pit road, there's nary but a sliver of space for one and possibly 1.5 trucks to fit. But now the 40 is really up against it, well over a lap down with less than 20 to go in stage 1, while the 99 of Cadillac continues to put on a brave demonstration. More trucks now down pit road, Pete.
Yeah, lucky more and more going down pit road. This 40 going down early, that could have been very good for him. Considering the issues that he had, come on out with brand new set of feel goods, fill it up with just as much fuel as you need. But that black flag is absolutely going to hold him back. When you figure these guys are turning, what is it, about 24 seconds, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a while since I ran a truck around this place, but I think that'd be right about right. It's unfortunately not going to work out for Kool-Aid. We'll have to see how he or where he ends up in the running order once it's all said and done. But yeah, Rick, as you just said, that 99 Cadillac, he's starting off as the class of the field. But let's just see if everybody else is able to make the grade and catch up to that 100% that he's got, and see who graduates top of the class.
Yeah, go back to what you said, Pete, about pit road. I mean, in my opinion, it's one of the hardest pit roads to get on. You're going from a concrete, high banked surface to a flat asphalt surface, and just the apron right here is. I'm looking at bowling right now. If you look at the apron, that's such a big difference in angle when you're entering pit road. And then the pit road, that yellow line, sneaks up on you so fast. It's just you have to be so you have to be on your heels. You have to be absolutely perfect with the braking, when to turn in. Just make sure that you have full control of your truck so that you won't speed on pit road because, yeah, with how this game is, it's a 15-second penalty if you speed on pit road. And a lap right here, the pole lap was a 24-1. So if you're not careful, you'll be 10 seconds ahead of the leader, 15 seconds behind the leader. That's over a half lap behind the race leader. So that's a very big penalty to pay. So it's all on these guys to make sure that they are just very cautious when entering pit road.
Rick, all those guys that have been going down pit road and starting to work their way back out with about 15 seconds, kind of the average on your ability to go on down and start on your adjustments. Where do you start personally? Start on your tires first, and if you have enough time, you work with the wedge, or you go with the wedge first, and if you have enough time, maybe work on the right rear or the rear in general. As time goes on. Where do you prefer to start?
I'm going to start with tire wear, specifically speaking, the right rear and the right front as well. Obviously, the front tires are the ones that drive the truck, but the rear tires are the one that keep the power gripping to the road. As the tires wear, these long pickup trucks are going to have that back end just flip out and catch the air. We're looking at Bowling coming down pit road right now, as well as that three truck being piloted by NN. I'm sorry, not the three truck being piloted by NNR Chevy. It was the 51 piloted by SWAT, now down pit road as well. Less than 15 to go, Pete. Tires, tires, tires. Let's figure out the handling. Make sure we're there at the end, and then we'll get the speed underway, Pete. I firmly believe that the pilots that get their truck to handle the best can worry about the speed later, and that tire wear will keep you in contention for the win.
Wow, 23 and more than a cape comes flying up on past the O2 of Yotes. Great job by him to thread that needle, but I think that just sent everybody's pucker factor up quite a bit, and he's actually going to be able to go on and take over both spots. So a bit of aggression, able to make it work, but I think Lucky that was just just because of everybody else's track awareness, just to let the 23 go. But good job by them all now following right behind that the 38 truck of Bowling. Continue to do pretty well, but still looks like nobody's going to have anything for that. Nobody's really going to have anything for that 99 just yet.
Yeah, the 99 of Shadowlight has been really strong, and looking at the qualifying results and just knowing how strong he's been at the more technical tracks, it's not too much of a surprise. However, this is only stage one. We still got 2 stages left in this race, so we have other guys like Bowling try and catch up to him. I believe Bowling's in second right now. Beast, maybe Tenacious. So there's still a lot of time left for Shadowlight to try and seal the deal.
Yeah, actually, the truck that's in P2 right now is going to be NNR Chevy. He's not quite new, but he's back. And yeah, that Bomberito.com Silverado right now running P2, and then I believe that's going to be Bowling in third. Not 100% sure. Neither Swats or Monster Mike have their running order up right now. But the 3 truck, he's sitting a good 20 plus truck lengths behind still the 99 Cadillac.
NNR Chevy, I believe, is Monster Mike. Is that correct? Just new gamer tag change?
Yeah. Yep.
There we go. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I couldn't think of it, Johnny, on the spot. So yeah, I appreciate it.
No,
Panda Girl out there
though.
for the first time in a while.
I was gonna say it's a shame that he changed his gamer tag because his original gamer tag, like I said, was Monster Mike. I mean, he could have kept it for another week around Monster Mile, but hey, it's how it happens sometimes. But NNR Chevy, I like it. Running a Chevy too. It'd be pretty embarrassing if he was in a Ford. But doing a good job for him so far.
Yep, Rick, we got 7 laps left, sitting on lap 38 of 45 here in stage number 1. And you know what, guys? We got so wrapped up in conversation pre-race, talking about the track and other things that happened during last week and whatnot. I didn't even think about the other graphics that I normally put up. Obviously, the stage 1 graphic, but also seeing Panda out there. We got to get old Joker's graphic back out there as well. So Yeah, right now, first and second got a very, very large gap, but from second to third, it's even larger. I'm sorry, it's actually
6
much, much
miles to go.
shorter, rather. What am I saying? Got 38 of bowling all
He's
over the
right
back
on
bumper,
them.
that three.
That's how crazy this stage has been, Pete. It's going to be 6 miles left, less than that now after Shadowlack has crossed the line. He's in the middle of 1 and 2. TGM Beast is now just crossing the line. So it the stage is lost unless Shadowlack makes a mistake here, but that's okay because the 88 of TGM Beast knows he has a top three truck. Meanwhile, these drivers that still have to make up the gap are absolutely clueless, and not because they haven't tried hard enough, but because the 88 and the 99 of Beast and Shadowlack, respectively, second and first, have just made a mockery of the rest of this field. Pete, no idea what they put in their trucks, but the 99 of Shadowlack, he sits second in points, an amazing margin behind Bowling. Bowling leads the points with 237, while Shadowlack sits in second with 173. So it's nearly 60 points at the top of this one, and Shadowlack needs to do everything he can to get points. He has yet to win a race this season. NNR Bowling winning 3 races so far. Papa Bear, Tempest, and Yost King with 1. So really, we're starting to see the big players in the NNR trucks this year, and Shadowlack will not go down without a fight.
Yeah, before Shad's hiatus from NNR, he was actually very, very involved in everything, and he was fast every single week. So it's no surprise. And as we come around to one lap remaining on this 99, unless he makes some kind of mistake, Shad's going to knock out max stage points here in stage number 1.
Big wreck at turn 1. Sorry about that. NNR Chevy crashed into turn 1 to 24. Keep going, though.
You're good, buddy. No, yeah, I saw the three go around at the last minute. So yeah, but as the 99 comes to collect the first green white checker again, Max points him, and as everybody else goes to complete their lap, he's already halfway done with his cool down lap. He can go ahead and just coast. He's going to grab a big old sip of water. And once I see everybody else come across the line, I think we're going to do the same exact thing. If y'all out there in chat don't already know how to follow NNR while we grab drinks of something cold here, go ahead and check this out.
Hey NNR fans, don't miss any of the action by following or subscribing to Repeat's Twitch channel. Turn on notifications and you'll always know when the best preset league on Xbox hits the track. Check out his YouTube channel too to see all of NNR's past races. Follow No Name Racing as well as Repeat 1975 and others on Twitter, and you'll never miss any of the action.
All right, back to start stage number 2. Rick, it looks like the 99's picking up right where he left off, while the 3 that was his closest competitor, a full straightaway behind, he's all the way in the back after that wreck. 38 of Bowling, 99 up front. Here we go.
Now we've got a race. It's a Ford F-150 lockout with 41 laps remaining in the second stage as they come to the line. The 38, arguably, starting mid-pack, has been one of the fastest trucks all night, along with the 99 of Cadillac. But keep your eye on that Hooters Silverado. The 24 of Krabby Soup now moves into the penultimate position as he watches the 99 trail away after just one lap. The 88 of Beast, the 38 of Bowling is still in the top 5 with the buckshot of Bossy Geo rounding out those big front 5.
I don't know whether we're going to see a caution or not. The 3 of Monster Mike or Chevy completely lost it coming off the corner. I'm going to guess that he might have swung a little too high for the fences, might have made that Bomberito.com Chevy just a little too loose. He is just now going under the first of the 2 bridges on that backstretch. And as you see, the 99, 24, and company coming down that same straightaway. They should actually see that 3 truck here pretty soon. He's lost all kinds of time. Yeah, as the 99 comes off of turn 4, you just saw the the back end of that 3 going into turn 1, so he's lost a lot of time.
Yeah, that accident I was yelling about before, and I do apologize. That just happened so fast. The 24 when he hit the three went head on into the wall, and I figured he would have repaired his damage by now, but I don't know if he has. It's just gone completely downhill for him. You can see him up ahead in front of the leaders, not too far ahead of the leaders. So it's just gone from bad to worse so far. Started off really strong, was running in P2 in stage 1, and then had it all just fly away from him. But that's Dover. A lot of things things happen at speed. A lot of things can happen much faster than you expect them to be.
Yeah, I remember the first year of eSpark right here at Dover when you got your win.
Oh man.
You ran that up on the high side. I was impressed beyond being impressed when you were able to pull around the outside of everybody. The first season of eSpark wasn't exactly the easiest thing to watch, but there were some pretty impressive wins, and I've got to say that was probably one of the ones that stood out to me. So I know you've been able to get it done here, so got to congratulate you on that. I can't talk tonight. As hard as it is to get a W here.
I appreciate it. I mean, this track is no joke, and I mean, it's one of the hardest tracks we ever go to in the NASCAR Heat Series. So to get wins there, whether it was an eSpark, RSR, or any other league, is just an accomplishment in itself. So yeah, really happy with my personal performance, but now I got to put that all to test in the Winter Heat Series this Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Everyone, if you're interested in wanting to see a little bit of off-season for the Pro League, you could do so there on NASCAR Heat on Twitch. 2 p.m. Sunday, this Sunday, I believe. And also might make a NNR, might make the NNR Cup race on Thursday. Depends on how my schedule is. I've had a very busy week of exams and homework and just all sorts of preparation. So we'll see what we could do there. But yeah, Dover has just been a very special track for me, my home track. So obviously wanted to perform well there.
There you go. Rick, concrete track, mile in length. Bristol on steroids. Everybody wants to defeat Miles the Monster. So far, the 99, he's been able to elude everything that has come his way. He's sitting out front now. Do you think anybody's going to have anything for this 99?
Pete, I might have lost you there. I'm back now. We've got Krabby Soup 24 still behind that 99 of Cadillac out of that corner. They're now on the 11th lap of the scheduled 42. I'm impressed with this 24 of Krabby Soup. He flies straight like an owl in the night, and that Hooters Chevrolet is just tasty, like a fresh fried chicken wing, smooth and hot into that third corner, really trying to drum up a good flat path around the leader. But I think he's content just rolling around in second place, getting lost in the sauce of being right on the tailcoats of Cadillac. Coming out of 2 with 30 to go next time by, these two trucks have been the ones to talk about.
Absolutely. 99 checked out in stage 1. So far, the 24 of Krabby Soup not allowing anything like that to happen. And again, guys, there is a little bit of a draft here. I'm hoping that the 24, he's just been able to hit on the right adjustments during that first stage break where they get, about a good 40 seconds in order to make any and all changes they need, whether it's tire pressure, wedge, tape, whatever it is. I'm hoping Krabby was actually able to hit on something strong, and he's right here all over the back end of this Carolina Nut Ford F-150. Guys, I just put Lucky Dogs and Rick James's Twitter information out there in chat. Let me just hit on something about the race this Sunday at 2 p.m. on Heat's Twitch channel. Also, look him up on Twitter. All the guys that were invited into this race, by way of being fast enough to be able to make it. They didn't get there, just by happenstance. Everybody knows Lucky. He's fast. But if you go to his Twitter, there's also, if I'm not mistaken, Lucky, please tell me if I'm wrong, but I believe that there's like a GoFundMe or a PayPal or something like that where y'all are actually trying to drum up some cash for some kind of great charity, and whoever gets the most amount of money on back is the way that they're setting the starting lineup. Is that right?
That is correct. Yes, I have not posted the link to social media yet. I have got it set up, but I have not posted it. I got it set up about an hour or so ago. So that's my goal for tomorrow is to put a tweet out. And yeah, you're correct with that. And I definitely want to earn a lot of money because track position, like I said, is key around this circuit. So I would obviously absolutely appreciate any donations that anyone wants to give to me. Just feel free to follow me on Twitter at luckydog_38. Post a tweet tomorrow, and you can submit your donations through that link that I'll be sending. So any donations is accepted, and if anyone does, thank you so much. And this is all part of Movember, the charity organization that we're donating to. So it's all for a great cause. It's for I think men's mental health and just men's health in general. So it's going to a really good cause.
There you go. Rick James, we are just about halfway through stage number 2, 99-24, the class of the field here in the first half of the second stage. Looks like they either, I don't know, maybe the 99 kind of gave them a pointer or two. I don't know, but it's just kind of uncanny that the 24 came from sitting about P6 at the end of stage 1 to really trying to challenge for the lead.
It's going to be a 22-lap run to the finish. Don't forget, they still need to make a pit stop. Tires are wearing, fuel is wearing, but one of two things has happened here. Either the 99 is sandbagging like a balloon trying to land, or the 24 just clicked like two Legos coming together. The laps continue to count down, and that F-150 has not been able to shake that Silverado through any of these corners. Krabby Soup has just stuck to the back of that Carolina Nut F-150, and the Hooters black and orange Silverado sitting in second place. Comes to 21 laps to go in the most fortunate position I've seen any truck all night long. With these upcoming pit stops and NNR Bowling now starting to creep up in the third position, I'm going to think that these trucks have to make a move sooner rather than later. Before pit stops, keep your eye peeled for some action.
Yeah, Pete. There's a little silence there. My bad. It
No,
looks
no,
like the
you're fine.
38.
I was actually switching up between a couple of the guys that are streaming to see if I can get a different vantage point. No, go right ahead, sir.
Yeah, so 38 is running pretty good at bowling. He's running pretty solid in third, but watching him the last few laps, he's looking relatively loose. I mean, if you're watching him coming off the corner, just there, Alpha turn 2, and we may see Alpha turn 4. That car is rotating, I think, a bit too well. That car is looking pretty loose. You see right here, gets very close to the apron. Doesn't quite. Well, this corner was a little bit better. Maybe he was just trying to get more used to it. But I have seen him hit the apron quite a few times, hit the wall a little bit on the outside. This car may be looking a little loose for him right now, and I think you're going to see right here. Yeah, look at him. He's pretty loose off turn 2. I think he's going to have to maybe make some more wedge adjustments. Maybe go up in that wedge a little bit. Maybe go down in that right rear air pressure. Looking a little loose right now at this stage of the race to try and get that truck a little. He needs to bleh, I cannot speak, man. I feel
I've been there, buddy. I hear you.
He's looking a little too loose right now, and definitely needs to tighten the truck up a little bit, especially off of turn 2. But other than that, despite this, he's holding a pretty solid pace. And if he gets all these woes figured out, I think he'll have a very solid truck to run right where Krabby and Shadowlike are at the end of stage 3. There we go.
Rick,
got it out. Oof.
Yeah, Rick, this is one tracks that you get looser as the time as time goes on, not necessarily tighter. So I would imagine guys would start on the bit on the tight side, maybe just under neutral, and let it go as the truck gets lighter, and that's not a myth. I mean, you see a lot of guys just before qualifying, they'll actually sit there before their turn, and they'll put it in first or second or third gear, and they'll rev the gas and let the motor cool. Rev the gas and let the motor cool. Trying to burn off enough fuel so their car or their truck is lighter as their qualifying attempt gets closer and closer. So same thing around this place. You're already somewhat loose as the rubber burns. And once the fuel goes as well, that would kind of make me want to think you'd want to start this race and keep the truck just a little under tight, so you get better as the run goes versus more and more loose.
As we enter the 29th mile of the scheduled 42 in stage number 2, keep an eye on that 38 of NNR Bowling. You mentioned tires, you mentioned trucks getting out of shape. That 38 has kept one of the smoothest lines I've ever seen, and he has not been up battling for this lead like the 99 of Cadillac and the 24 of Krabby Soup. But NNR Bowling, who's got 3 wins this year, knows a thing or two about tire conservation. And Miles the Monster has an appetite for these Goodyear rubbers. There's no secret to NNR Bowling leading this points battle by almost 60 points. He's now going to make up a grand time of difference on the pit road delta as you just see the leader, Cadillac, in the number 99 Carolina Nut F-150 come down pit road. What does this Crosley Brands F-150 have that the rest of its competition does not? The winding down laps of stage 2 are soon going to tell that story. 38 coming down.
Yep, 38 coming down. You see he was able to pass on by the 3 of Chevy just as they entered. And one thing that we didn't touch on was this very, very sketchy pit road entry. If you don't get hit the pit road entry low enough, it'll actually kick you back out on track. You'll actually either that or you'll have to back up in order for the commitment line to catch you. It's not like iRacing where you've got total control all the way into your pit stop. But yeah, 38, he's on pit road. As you see, the 51 of Swiss pulling out, and I think there might be one guy a little bit further back that had maybe a virtual blown motor, not 100% sure. But Jay Grant out there in chat, Rick, says, good call, Rick James. 38 is his dark horse.
Yeah, it's looking at the 38's doing a really good job that like Rick's put up. Still looking a little loose. Trying to see, I think he may have taken 2 tires. I'm not quite sure where the 99 is. I'm trying to find him right now. Relatively quick pit stop for the 38 truck. Just trying to scroll through the field and see where they're at. The 99 is coming off turn 4. The 24 is on the main straightaway, and right in front of him is the 38 of Bowling. So 99 either didn't have a good pit stop or sped on pit road. One of the two, not quite sure. Actually, looking at the pace right now,
if I may, Lucky, the 38 is currently being scored as the leader of this race. He's now got the 24 of Krabby Soup right behind him. And as these two cross the line, Krabby Soup now dives to the inside going for the lead. It's 8 laps to go. Next time by, 8.5 miles remain in this second stage. And you called it. That 99 of Cadillac had a penalty or something happen because he now finds himself in the 4th position behind the 21 truck of Tenacious. Krabby, Bowling, Tenacious, Chad, your top 4 with 8 miles left. Back to you, Pete.
There you go. You know what, Lucky, I'm going to actually send it on back to you because, man, these guys are getting after it. We were talking about the 24 of Krabby Soup being able to keep up with the 99. Well, now the 24 is actually going to go on and put the 51 of Swats, I believe, a lap down right there. So as we come to the end of stage number 2, Swats is going to want to stay right where he's at in order to keep that lucky dog position, no pun intended there, buddy, and get that lap back once that green and white checkers fly.
Yeah, I mean, 51 is in a good position to get the free pass here. It's just got to hope that the 24 doesn't pass any other trucks. But 38 right now, I can't quite tell. It looks like he may have taken 2 tires because there goes a 99 going by the 38. I mean, it's pretty hard to tell. I can't quite. I wish there was something I could see because he's not quite at the pace he was before. So maybe a strategy call by 38 truck's part, but it looks like the 24 right now has got a really good gap. And 99 is closing a little bit. But no, there's a big wreck in the front straightaway. 23, what's that truck? Oh, 13.
There's
Oh,
that
man.
caution.
That's the caution right there. That may end the stage. I could be wrong.
I
could be
think
stage
you're
end.
probably going to be right. No, it says 6 laps remaining, so I think we
Oh,
might have
boy.
a little bit of a shootout here to end
Oh, yeah, we
stage
are.
number 2. Yep.
Shootout indeed, gentlemen. It's going to be less than 5 laps to go when we take this green flag. Cadillac finds himself in second place with NNR Bowling up his inside. That 24 of Krabby Soup is going to have to get it done because it is last call in stage number 2. Finish the wings, pound your drinks, and get out of Dodge as fast as you can. Before you know it, the doors are going to shut and your opportunity is over. With less than 5 to go, Pete, now the 24 is not leading. Look at this. It looks like it's the 0-2 of Yote leading with the 2 truck to his outside. Less than 5 to go, Pete.
Yeah, I was really surprised. I was kind of keeping an eye on Krabby and everybody else, and he was very, very late to hit that pit button. So we'll have to see if the 0-2 and the 2 can keep these guys with tires behind him to scrape that wall just a little bit. They're going to continue to fight into 3 and 4, Rick. And here comes that 24 Hooters machine of Krabby one more time. They're going to be 3 wide coming off to turns 4.
Out of that fourth corner, that 2 truck comes across the line and leads this race. And what a move, Pete. What a move on the outside 1 lap ago where he muscled his way out front. White flag is out and 1/2 mile remains at Dover. Trucks making contact with the outside wall. Here comes the 99 of Cadillac. Trucks fanned out all over the backstretch through 3, through 4. Cadillac to the inside, Tenacious in the 21. Cadillac in the 99 to the inside of Country to the line. 99 of Cadillac wins stage number 2. The 21 of Tenacious coming home second. Chevy Country Boy coming home third.
Yeah, so right now, Lucky, that 99's 2 for 2 on stages. We're going to take one more quick commercial break, and then, ladies and gents, we'll be right back. Let's go to nnrleague.com. Take a look at Zazzle.
Hey NNR fans, are you looking for a way to rep your favorite NASCAR Heat preset league on Xbox Live? Look no further. Just go to nnrleague.com, scroll down to the Zazzle tab, and see what we have to offer. From t-shirts to hoodies to clocks, we have everything you need to show your support. Thanks for being the best fans, and we hope to see you at the track repping that NNR red.
All right, definitely appreciate everybody still sticking it out, hanging out, chatting it up, keeping us company. Worm, Silent, Jay Grant, Fry Dog, everybody, man, Panda, of course, Rock NASCAR, definitely appreciate you. But Lucky, here we go, 51 of SWATs. Somehow he went from barely, holding on for maybe a lucky dog position to actually sitting on the inside right there. I'm going to get in pit, but I'm going to guess after maybe a late pit once that caution came out that he just decided to stay out. So 99, he's going to kind of reassume the position that he's been in with that 00, old Bossy Gio right behind him.
Yeah, that 99, that he was as far down as 7th at the end of that stage 2, and I mean that was nothing short of a clutch. That was just an incredible last lap move there on the 2 truck of Chevy Country. It was just a great move. But the Bossy Gio right now, 00, we haven't talked about him a whole lot. Started off in the top 5 earlier in the race. Now running right behind the 99. Before it was Krabby Soup who was hanging in there. Krabby Soup now at the back in the top 10. Looks like now we got the 00 making him look towards the inside in turn 3. Can't quite make it done. Can't quite get it done. But he's right there. He's ready to pounce.
Yeah, Bossy Gio, Rick, you're very familiar with him. He's kind of in the same situation that the 24 of Krabby Soup was in early in the run in stage number 2. Knowing Bossy Gio as well as you do, what can we expect out of this 00 DWF truck?
Is hanging on quite well, Pete, and for good measure. Bossy Gio is not some slouch. The yellow flag comes out at the beginning of stage 3, and he's done well to hang on, but there's a lot of race left. Still 103 laps to go as the yellow flag comes out. So, Boss, not only is he going to have to be a hot flash in the pan, but he's going to have to be a sustenance meal to make sure he stays in the fight for the win.
Well, we will absolutely have to see if he can stay right where he's been. Sorry, ladies and gents, I've been a little behind on some of these things. My computer took a little bit of an update. I don't know if you caught on to the first bit of the race the other night, but I had like no audio for the first I don't know how long. The last time I powered down my computer, took an update, and it completely reset all of my OBS settings. So I'm trying to find everything as we go again. We're going to get rid of this caution flag. We're going to bring it back to green. Stage number 3, only a few laps in. Rick, here we go again.
One more time. These trucks are at it in this third stage. Chevy Country Boy in the 2, Silverado getting the short end of the stick, and now will be sent to third place at the front in the 33. And there's big action in the back. Haskell leads in the 99 of Shadillac's gone around. Truck spinning, sliding. The 99 comes to a stop on the entrance of turn number 3. The 13 of Garrett to the outside now sinks to the inside. We stay green at Dover, and another lap ticks down. Pete, this could be the end of the drive for the cycle for Shadillac in that 99 at the front of this race. Haskell the Rascal leads. Bossy Gio finds himself in the second position. More action at a 2. Surely, Pete, this has to bring out a yellow.
I would imagine, yeah. I mean, there it is. There's a whole lot of aggression. It actually seemed like the field got very, very stacked up on that restart, and it was just kind of like what you'd see at a Martinsville or somewhere like that, just the ever popular accordion effect, and it caused the 99 to go around. So he's happy about this caution. We just saw a mix-up between the 88 of TGM Beast and the 3 truck. So we're going to allow these guys to fix their damage and rack and stack them all back up yet one more time here in stage number 3. We had 98 to go before this caution. We're going to come back right about mid-90s and see if we can't follow that 99 on his pursuit through the field. It's going to be one hell of a ride if you can.
Back to the line here to restart after this yellow flag. Lucky, the 99 of Shadillac finds himself mid-pack, but at the front of this one, it continues to be the 33 of Haskell the Rascal. However, we've got a regular face in the top 5 once again. The 38 of Bowling leads out of 2.
Yeah, 38 of Bowling sitting right there up in P1 along that high line. He's got a couple of trucks right behind him, but this, I'm sure, is right where he wants to see them. All about that rear view. Let him run his own line. They came off that corner right there, 3 wide. Lucky, that was something that we talked about in pre-race, how tight these corners are when you're exiting the corner. They just come right up. There is no possible way to run these corners 3 wide, but they tried to do it right there. Some people paid a little bit more of a price than others. It absolutely spread out the field, though.
Absolutely, and it reminds me a lot of Rockingham off turn 2. If you guys remember, if anyone was alive during watching the Rockingham races, I didn't even watch NASCAR when they raced at Rockingham. But turn 2, remember, Rockingham was a very treacherous corner. It was so tight, and it has those characteristics built here at Dover a little bit, I guess. Maybe not with the same banking, but just of how narrow the exits are. It reminds me a lot of that, and that's why you don't see a whole lot of side-by-side, 3-wide racing off the corner, just because it's just so narrow, and if you make one little slip up, it could cause a massive wreck. But moving on, the 99 truck has made its way up to 6th place right now, already from starting in the back of the field after that crash.
Rick, I don't know about you, but I absolutely remember some of the greatest battles at the Rock between Dale Earnhardt and Mark Martin. That was one hell of a track, shut down way too soon. They just couldn't keep up with the modern amenities and facilities that some of the other tracks had. It looks like 23 and more than a K, battered and bruised. He's going to be one of the first to come on down pit road. Cowboy, I wouldn't forget you if I tried, buddy. I hope all's well. Glad you made it over to Hawaii in grand fashion, able to catch the race. Glad you're here, buddy.
With 90 laps to go, a big shout out to Grant Rock NASCAR Cowboy Matt, who's living it up in paradise, and all the fans that have joined us tonight. Thank you so much. For those of us born before the year 1997 that do remember Rockingham, Pete, it was a beautiful track, famous for eating tires, but also some great side-by-side racing. Casey Kane winning one of his first races there in a drag race against Matt Kenseth. Matt Kenseth being the last Winston Cup champion. Carl Long going for a flip down the backstretch. So many amazing memories, and this track brings a little whiff of Rockingham, North Carolina. The way the tires wear, the way the cars slide out of the corners, and the way some drivers just send it into one, like the 21 of Tenacious, now to the inside of the 38 for the lead. Great fight up front for first place.
Yeah, working my way back up there right now. Is looking ahead from the 99. He's got an eye on that battle. But here we are, 21 Tenacious down low, 38 of FNL Bowling or NNR Bowling now. Been calling them FNL for years or so it seems. These guys got a great battle going for P number one. 38 need to try to get a little bit of a run on the high side. Not quite there. 21 of Tenacious Z for the first time at the point, on point with his setup. He's going to lead this lap.
Tenacious doing had a really great maneuver on the 38, struck a bowling there. Haven't seen him at the front as much as we expected him at the very start of the season. So a really great move by him. We're seeing him move for third right now. There goes the 99, a shadow like past Bossy Gio. But last time we talked about him, he was in sixth, so he's making a rapid charge through the field. But so far, the top two pretty close, nose to tail. Looking like a good battle there. Now it's going to be a question if the 99 can catch that front pack and cause a little more noise up at the front.
Yeah, I have no doubt that he can. You know, in stage one, he was able to just about catch the tail end of the back half of the packs. I have no doubt in my mind with the amount of laps that we've got left, he can easily work his way through. The biggest if will be if that damage that he got from that spin just before the caution at the end of stage two caused anything major. If it did and he wasn't quite able to get it back to 100% Rick James, we'll have to see if that 99 still has the goods under the hood or if he's just going to be mired in third or worse.
And the Cadillac is absolutely painting it now with 83 laps to go. This Carolina nut F-150 is driving like his patience has run out. He is chasing down the 21 of Tenacious and the 38 of Bowling in a grand hurry. However, he is also burning up fuel and tires in doing so. And if he's trying to play the long game, assuming this truck race goes green to the end, Cadillac is in a bad way in terms of tire conservation. Meanwhile, the 38 of Bowling has that reputation for saving his stuff until the end. Fans in the chat have been saying that he is their pick to win. But at the point, the 21 of Tenacious is eighth in points, well outside the top two positions. However, there's only a 16-point gap to fourth place in the table. So a top three for Tenacious in any fashion is a good thing.
Lucky, we got a question for you from Jay Grant out there in track. It says, Lucky Dog, how does this track translate from preset to customs? I know with customs you can do a whole lot more with the rebounds and the springs and everything else. But how does this translate as far, I'm gonna guess, as far as your points, where you're letting up, where you're getting back on. What's the biggest things to change between custom and presets?
Well, I haven't had a whole lot of preset experience, but I've only had from my experience, you do drive a little bit different. The custom setups have a lot of grip. You're there to maximize as much grip as you can, so you can enter the corner pretty hard and then let it wash up a bit, and then you can be flat out off the exit of the corner. But with the presets, they're obviously going to be a bit stiffer, a little tighter, but off the exit of the corner, the car wants to kick loose. It's something with the presets I can't quite put a finger on. It could be something with shocks. I'm not quite too sure. But it's like when you're coming off turn 2 or turn 4, the back end just wants to snap on you instantly. So you have to be very gradual with the throttle. You have to choose a tighter preset in order to get around the circuit so that you can build up some consistent laps over the course of the race. So there's definitely a different way of driving. The customs, you're a bit more committed, but the presets are a bit tentative, I guess, getting back to the throttle.
I would imagine if building a car or a truck for here on a custom setup, you're more worried about grip. That means that it's also going to wear on the tires a little bit more. So that might be something to think about when you're looking forward to this race on Sunday afternoon, right around 2 p.m. for that Movember race right here from Dover. Just maybe just good question from Grant might help you in the race as you get prepared.
Yeah, hopefully. I really appreciate that question. Thank you very much. And yeah, tire wear itself, like it's not like in Atlanta, Iowa, or a Phoenix around this track. It's going to be very seldom that you ever blow a tire here. Very, very rare. It's more just tire temps, making sure that you're just handling good. You're not too loose, not too tight. Making sure you're not very hot in the right front, very hot in the right rear. That's pretty much the big. It's one of the big factors of getting around the track, and just making sure that you have good handling and good speed that goes with it.
Oh, there you go, Grant. Hopefully that answered your question. Pretty good in-depth answer. Rick, catching back up now with this 38 of NNR Bowling, still hot on the heels of this 21 of Tenacious. But that 99 of Shadowlack, he is showing that he is not gonna go. He's not gonna go silent into that good night, I believe, as the old poem is. But man, he's staying right there in view of the top two.
Well, in view of the top two, Pete, that I'm more impressed by the 21 of Tenacious, who's just been leading this one with great aplomb. The 38 of Bowling staying hot on his heels, now on the 129th lap of competition of the scheduled 200. These trucks are just putting on a smooth masterclass at the front. However, Pete, with 72 laps remaining, pit stops will be coming. The yellow flag is the great equalizer, but the great minimizer can be a speeding penalty or a collision on the entrance or exit of pit road.
Let's see, Cole 315 out there. Your Xfinity winner last week from the Roval said, "What's up, guys? Go Beast, J-Paw Militia." How about that Roval last week? Absolutely, Cole. I was glad to see you get that W. Sorry I wasn't there for the interview, man, but one hell of a race had by all. Again, big shout out to Rick James for carrying the truck, Xfinity, and Cup race. Earlier in the season when we were discussing the schedule, when we were going to put it out, what weeks were going to be off and whatnot, everybody, in the admins knew that that my week for my anniversary and I was going to be gone. So we were just prepared to let that week kind of fall by the wayside and not be broadcasted. So Rick, thank you very much for stepping up to stream all those, and Lucky and Vols, and I don't remember whether or not Word Burton showed up on Thursday night or not, but man, definitely big thank you. And again, Cole, congratulations one more time, buddy.
Labor of love, and it was an absolute passionate labor watching Bowling Cole. And I forget who won the Cup race Thursday night, but I know it was an absolute thriller at the end. I believe it was between the 42.
It was me.
Who was that, Lucky?
Yes.
Was it now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it was.
You're just so forgettable, Lucky.
I know.
Goodness me. Well, there you go. And it was a great week, one of the best weeks I've ever had in NNR. But I'm glad that we're back to some normalcy. And what a fun event we get to come back to. Almost, if you want to call it, the Rockingham of the Northeast, as we've been praising this circuit. It's 66 laps to go. The 21 of Tenacious putting on a great show, about to put some trucks a lap down. And if you look now, Pete, he's starting to open a gap over the 38 of Bowling. But if you look a little bit further, there's a blue F-150 just coming into view.
Yeah, that blue and gray 99 of Cadillac that ran for stage 1 and stage 2 so far. We're also starting to see some guys head on down pit road. I just saw the 24 of Krabby Soup as well as the 3 go signal that they were going to go on down and also go ahead and run for the pit. Here comes the 21 of Tenacious. I guess he's about had enough. Here's a good chance for that 38 and the 99 as you see him
Oh
book it
man.
right up on their trumpet, Rick, as you'd love to say. All 3 of them on pit road right now. This will really come down to time on pit road. Who's got to repair the least amount of damage to get back out there and get up, get through the gear, don't have any kind of issue merging on track. You don't want this to be too loose to where you got your right sides up on the track, you got your left sides on the apron, and somebody does a loop. So we'll have to see of these 3 who's going to come out first and who's going to have the right adjustments as we're just about halfway through the final stage.
64 laps to go, and this is merely the race to the next pit stop. However, here's what's fun about this. These trucks hold 33 laps of fuel. As the standard of racing in NNR is quite high, it's very possible that this race goes green to the end. If that's the case, fuel conservation will be the key, as well as the obvious tire conservation that we see play a factor in every NNR event. Now in these final 60 plus laps, if it's conservation that you need to win, my bet's on truck 38. But if it comes to all out speed, look out for the 99 of Cadillac. And who knows, Tenacious leading in that 21 Cosmos Silverado could just upset everybody and really throw the Vegas odds for a loop.
Absolutely, and it's kind of funny. We saw these guys, nose to tail, coming down pit road. They all closed up quite a bit with each other, but yet they came out and they're on track at pretty much an equal distance between first and second to third. More than a cape out there in chat, buddy. I'm not quite sure what happened to your truck, but welcome to it, man. Speaking of more than a cape, ladies and gents, if you're out there in chat, whether you watch this now or watch this later, you're not going to want to miss the Cup race this Thursday night if you bought a raffle ticket for that Chase Elliott diecast, the blue and kind of what would you call that? Kind of like a creamy white UniFirst Chevy that Chase Elliott put into victory lane at Bristol Motor Speedway when all the cars for the first time, and not to use the term lit loosely, all the cars were lit. So you're gonna want to come out. Not only if you bought a raffle ticket, whether you paid the 5, the 10, the 25, or Rick, like that one guy you and I saw drop $50 on that. I'm sure not only did he get a bunch of entries into a raffle, but he might have actually got something from morethan-a-cape.org as well, like a mug or shirt or something like that. But yeah, Thursday night when the Cup guys take on Dover, we're also giving away that Chase Elliott diecast. The car is on order. It gets released in late December. There is some talk that we might be able to get it signed. That's not confirmed yet. So if you win it and you say, well, Pete, you told me, no, might. Big keyword right there. Might. But one thing that's might not going to happen is that car will be given away on Thursday night during the stream. If Rick James can't be there, I don't know. Rick, you and I pushed that car forever, it seemed, during the FFL tournament, during the NNR, during eSpark, during the turn down for what, during the American Ethanol. Everywhere we went, we had that car plastered on the stream. If you can't be there Thursday night, I just might have to, put it off. It just wouldn't feel right giving that car away without you there. So we'll have to see. Please, everybody, pay attention to Twitter, pay attention to Facebook. More to come, but that car is getting closer and closer to be given out.
What's great about that car is that we raised an amazing amount of money for
Oh
more
yeah.
than a cape.org. Fans, if you haven't heard or if you don't know, you've been living under a rock, but now is your chance to find out. More than a cape.org, as it sounds. Click on the link, learn about TJ's story, and see how you can affect the fight against pediatric cancer. Yes, this Chase Elliott diecast is an amazing piece of work, great piece of art, and it glows like the real thing. I cannot wait to give that out Thursday night during the Cup race. But more importantly, and the greatest cause of all, we can save the life of a child fighting cancer. Tenacious leading this race, the 38 in second with 55 laps to go. Lucky, these two trucks, nose to tail, are stealing the show, but a little bit closer. One Carolina nut length at a time comes the 99 of Cadillac.
I couldn't stop cracking up when Pete said it's lit. I couldn't help but think of Travis Scott saying "is lit." So I was trying to contain myself there. I think he did a good job. Anyway, yeah, back to what you were saying. Yeah, the 38 started to close that gap down to the 21 truck. The gap was a little bit bigger when it came out of the pits, but now it seems like the 38 has started. It's really dialed in right now, starting to close in. And 99 is having a bad time trying to get through lap traffic. He had a little mishap trying to get around the 3-3. Just there wasn't a good communication between the two, and oh my goodness, the 13 gets a little loose and almost hooks the 99. So you see what I mean? There's 99 is having a difficult time getting around the lap truck, so he's lost a lot of time to the top two. Could also be that those top two are drafting a little bit. Draft is very strong in this game. I mean, I think we're on low, but those two are starting to pull away a little bit. But yeah, 38 is looking really strong as of now, and I think he'll only get stronger as this run goes on.
Yeah, keeping an eye on that 39, or I'm sorry, that 99, excuse me, Carolina Nut Ford F-150. Rick, the line that he's taking into and off the corners, it looks very, very like the line that the 38 was running earlier when you were kind of describing how smooth he was all the way around the track. And yeah, as the 99's been able to get by the 13, he's got nothing but clean air in front of him. He looks like he's gotten a little loose right there. Either that or just a little bit of lag. What time is it, ladies and gents? 10:49. Hopefully we're past that bump. But if that was a little bit of looseness out of the 99, great save by him, and it doesn't look like he's actually lost much time to the 21 or the 38 of NNR Bowling.
Pete, it's 49 laps to go next time by. And speaking of bowling, he notices that 99 in his rearview mirror because the gap closed right up. The 38 sees the problem, and now it's time to go. Now to the inside of that 21 with 48 laps to go. New leader in the Crosley Brands F-150 NNR Bowling. And now the chase is on, Pete. The 99 has seen the move. The 99 knows that the 38 has seen the 99. So it's quite literally cat versus mouse at this point, and the 21 is the monkey in the middle. 47 laps to go. One pit stop remaining at Dover. Now we've got a race.
We've absolutely got a race, and Lucky, I gotta say that was probably the smartest thing that the 21 of Tenacious Z could have done. Don't fight the 38. You guys know that the 99 of Cadillac is coming. You know what truck he's got, what kind of speed he's got built into that Carolina Nut machine. He moved up when he saw the 38, kind of duck in and just let him go. He did not fight him. They didn't stay too wide for a very long time, and that allowed them to not lose too much time to the 99. If they did continue to roll on, side by side, the 99 would have been there in a flash, and right now they'd be worried about a three-way battle instead of trying to hold on for first and second and race it out amongst themselves, and maybe grab max points where the 99 has taken them in stage 1 and stage 2.
Yeah, smart move by Tenacious there in the 21. Just let him go. The 38 is looking faster than the 21 right now, so maybe he could pick up a thing or two from riding behind the 38, but also pick up his draft and try and stay in touch and just learn from riding behind him, and also just try to make sure that the 99 of Cadillac doesn't close up as easy as they want him to. So I mean, anyway, it's around 40 to go, getting close to 40 to go, I believe. So it's a bit too early to do some side-by-side racing here. So Smart Rube by the 21, and he's going to try and probably save some stuff for what he has left in the final stint of the race as we're heading towards the pit stops to try and give it all he's got.
Yeah, Rick, as I'm keeping an eye on the 38 of Bowling right now, 21 of Tenacious D right behind him, and as if you watch him, you hear his motor go by, then you hear the 21 go by, and at the very last second, you hear the 99 come in as well. So that's proof, even more that the 99 is coming. In fact, I would imagine that as these guys, once they go down the backstretch here, are going to go into turns 3 and 4, and as they come up the hill into going through 1 and 2 right there, going into 3 and 4 yet one more time. He's got the draft to the 21. So now he can use that to pull himself up just a little bit and pull himself even closer to that 38. I don't think we've seen the last of that 99, Rick.
99 of Shadowlack knows what's up. The 99 knows that he has to move. It's quite literally watching the other horse in the race kick before you. It's just a game of chicken to see who's going to jump first. Because whoever makes the kick first as the 99 of Shadowlack goes to the inside of Tenacious for second place, whoever makes the kick first wears the tires faster. The 21 of Tenacious, you can see, has already burned those tires up loose out of turn number 4. The lap kicked down. It's 39 lap to go. The 38 of Bowling now trying to pull away from the 99 with 1 pit stop remaining. Here's the next game, Pete. Who comes down pit road first? Who can make it last the distance? What we've seen so far is that Shad in the 99 has the speed, while the 38 of Bowling has the patience. It will come down to the literal cords of the tire with less than 40 miles left in this race.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry about that. Taking care of one of those annoying messages in chat. I do not buy my followers. I don't buy subs. I don't buy any of that crap. So if you're actually out there listening and it wasn't just a bot hitting me up, go waste your time somewhere else, please. I'll be nice about that part. But yeah, 99 still continuing to come. 21's going to fall back. You mentioned just a second ago, there was about 40 laps remaining, 39 laps remaining, whichever it was. We're sitting at 163 of 200. So laps are absolutely down. The 99 has been on a tear. 38 of NNR Bowling in a very familiar position. He hasn't been up front all night here, but he has been up front many times this season. As you mentioned earlier, Rick, he's sitting P1 in points. He's got 3 wins on this pretty short season so far, trying to clock one more. But I think if the 99 is going to try to get up there and do something, he might want to be the one to go down pit road maybe one lap sooner. But that also means if they battle it out at the end of this, like I think they're going to, Bowling's going to have those 1 lap fresher tires at the very end as well.
Than 35 miles to go in this race, Pete. 34 laps left when they cross the line. The 88, I believe that's actually the 99 truck up ahead, who's going to go a lap down if Bowling doesn't pit first. The 99 of Shadowlack is closing this gap, and these 2 trucks, the absolute darlings of today's field. Shadowlack has more to lose than he has to gain if he doesn't win this race, because the 38 of Bowling has a lead of almost 60 points. I believe it's 57 points if my math is right, which it isn't. The 99 of Shadowlack now coming down pit road, and Bowling, it will not. So now Bowling has to put it on. This is the moment where Bowling has to increase that gap, and he must go to the wall to make up this time while the 99 is down pit road.
Boy, I tell you, that 99 really booked it into all the way through 3 and 4. I would be very surprised if he did not get yanked for what would or could be his second speeding penalty of the night. He got caught for one earlier, was able to make up the time though. We'll have to see if if he gets yanked here yet again, and we'll also have to see if the 38 comes on down pit road this time as well. They did pit pretty close to each other last time, so looking backward from that 99 right now, we'll have to see if the that brightly colored 38 comes on down pit road. Quite a few trucks on pit road right now, Lucky.
It's looking more and more likely. Yeah, 99 speeds on pit road. You
99
saw the
sped.
21 passed him. 21 was in third. Remember before pit sequences, 99 sped on pit road. You heard me hold my breath a little bit there on entry. I just looked like he went in too fast, faster than what he ran entering before that last pit sequence. And there you go. I mean, exiting the pits right now, it's almost seemingly just killed his race towards his first victory of the season, the strongest truck of the night, and gets speeding on pit road. We've seen that a lot this season with Bowling in Atlanta. Now it happens here with Cadillac at Dover.
Yeah, pit road. This is a very, very slick pit road. I don't know if the guys are trying to keep up enough speed so they don't get loose on that apron, or if if he was just really trying to make up as much time as he could. If the 38 of Bowling was caught, trying to be extra careful about not speeding. So we saw those three really come close, nose to tail, at the during their last green flag pit stop. Could Cadillac be saved by a late race caution, kind of like what we saw at the end of stage 2?
He most certainly can be saved by a caution. It definitely will bunch up the field together, and will definitely give him a shot at winning it. But I can't quite tell what place he's actually in right now. It looks like he is near the back end of the top 10. He's behind Beast. He's behind Krabby Soup. So he's going to have a lot of trucks to make up. He's going to have a lot of spots to make up in order to get near first position. But it's going to be a very tough challenge. However, we did see him make a great charge to stage 2 win in a green and white checker scenario. So you never know what can happen. But typically how this race has gone, it's been relatively, clean. There's, I think, only been 2 or 3 cautions. So I doubt we'll get one. But the big battle right here we're looking at is NNR Bowling as he's starting to slowly extend his gap on the 21 of Tenacious.
Yeah, Bowling came out pretty strong, Rick, and looks like, he's got to have all the confidence in the world. But one thing that they say about confidence is what you feel before you fully understand the situation. There's still, less than 40 laps to go, but there's still a lot of corners to turn. We've seen these trucks get loose. We've seen cautions come out of nowhere. Is he praying to the caution gods that doesn't fall, and he's able to keep this lead going and notch up his 4th win of the season so far?
Pete, it's going to be 26 laps to go at the line. The 38 of Bowling was just handed a gift from the 99 of Cadillac. So now Bowling has to keep his truck on the straight and narrow and make sure that he doesn't make any costly mistakes. That 21 of Tenacious, however, is in prime position because he's been one of the fastest trucks in stage 3. I haven't seen anybody that can contend with that Cosmopolitan truck, but so far, the great equalizer, the caution flag, could ruin everyone's plans and really give something to see at the end of this race. For now, the 38 of Bowling controls his own destiny.
Quick question here. I'm having a hard time accessing the stream, but will fuel be an issue in this race because the 21 has backed his pace down a bunch? I'm not sure if that's an issue because he's letting the 98
Absolutely
go by him. No? Okay. 21 must be struggling then.
No, it absolutely will be an issue, Lucky Dog. The second to last pit stops were around lap 65, and these trucks hold about 33 laps of fuel range. So it absolutely is a fuel mileage race, but more important, well, possibly not more importantly, but just as importantly, the tires. You need to have the grip to carry that fuel load as well. Pete, it's anybody's race with less than 20 to go now.
Yeah, absolutely. Keeping up right now. Just caught back up with Chevy, and he came across the line with 22 laps remaining. So getting closer and closer. Not quite sure what this guy's got in the tank. Some people pit earlier than others. I believe that the 38, the 99, and the 21 were some of the latest to go down pit road. So yeah, we'll have to see if they're able to stretch it out. Lucky, but you would know something better than I would. I know you're good at it. Of course, Dohar's good at it. So is Boehner and a few others. Saving fuel. If you're running that shifter, whether it's one of the Fanatec ones or a Thrustmaster or whatever, you're able to throw that car into neutral, getting into the corner. Once you hit bottom and you've got that nose set, you throw it, back into gear, and you come up charging off the corner. That could be another way these guys could possibly save just enough fuel to make it the way, and that could be why, if Rick is seeing the twin, or you said back it down a little bit, that might be what he's doing. I don't know.
Yeah, because I was curious because I believe 1X, it was like 63 laps of fuel that they got, or maybe more than that. And half of that would be around 33 or 32. So I was just curious, especially with the laps winding down. But when it comes to saving fuel, I'll be straight up honest with you. I hate it. I think it's miserable. The main thing about saving fuel is it's all about if you choose to do it. It's, anybody can be a good fuel saver, in my opinion. It's just all about pacing yourself and backing your pace down. It's if you decide you want to save the fuel or not. If you want to take that gamble of saving the fuel, because who knows, a caution could come out and you may lose 5 spots from it. So you're like, oh man, I lost all the spot. I did all the fuel saving for nothing. Or you could try and go full throttle and try and get as many places as you can and hope for caution, but you never know, that caution may come out. It's a gamble. It's just a decision you have to make. It's a split-second decision you have to make whether or not you have to do it.
Rick, he just said something that kind of made me think one more thing about Dover being a self-cleaning track. If you are that leader, if you're second or third, and you're just kind of biding your time, or if you're trying to do everything you possibly can, the wreck happens in front of you. Normally, instinct tells you go low. However, this track, having everybody watch down towards the bottom, you probably want to stay high, but while you're paying attention to the car, you rack yourself into the wall. So this, man, if a caution was to come out, there'd be a couple of different ways people would lose positions as we continue to watch these guys make these circuits. But man, I hadn't even thought about that until just now, and that could have been why we saw so many get collected in that earlier caution.
They just crossed the line with 15 laps to go, and I believe if a caution comes out now, the only thing any of these drivers will need is fuel. But however, it's a gamble. Again, tires are so important, but it's anybody's race still, and we're fearing that yellow flag. That's the one thing now that could end this race for bowling. Still so many possibilities coming to the last 10 laps of this race.
Well, Chevy Country Boy in that too. He's brought that deuce down pit road. So will that be the start of people coming on down pit road? I don't recall if he was one of the earlier ones or if he's just made too many adjustments and just not able to control it. Some guys still have about 14 laps of fuel in the tank, so I'd have to imagine it was probably the latter. But did he do it also just to try to make up some positions? Here comes the 13 down pit road as well. So we might be seeing a new sea of trucks coming on down pit road to grab that last 4 brand new Eagle Fuel Goods. I would imagine take no fuel if you're just coming down due to the wear factor and bring it on out for your best possible finish. Try to make up as much time as you can.
Yeah, around this track, it looks like from Swartz's angle, he's about a lap to a lap and a half short on fuel. I don't know when exactly he pit, if he was one of the earlier pitters, but he could have been one of the later ones. But, I mean, I'm just looking at the gap right here. The 21 is, I think, maybe, if I could check here, about a half a lap behind the 38. So that just shows you how much he's saving. this stint to try and make it the rest of the way on fuel. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think Kool-Aid may be second place after all the mishaps he had in the earlier parts of the race. I think he's in second, and Teaching Beast behind him in third. Could be wrong. That's what I'm seeing so far. So these guys have started to pick up their pace a little bit. So maybe they have already done their fuel saving, but who knows? It's so hard to tell.
It's absolutely possible. One more question for you from your buddy Jay Grant there. Lucky Dog, is it true that the track changes as the race goes on, such as rubbering in?
No, not really. It's unfortunate we don't have that capability on this game. It would definitely change a lot of things with setting up the car of the course race. But no, there's nothing in terms of the track rubbering in or the track changing over the course of race. No, that'd be really cool if we did have that option or that capability on the game. But yeah, no, we don't have that. And they're, man, oh my goodness, Tenacious and Kool-Aid are not happy with each other. Kool-Aid pretty much ran him all the way down against the backstretch wall, and then they were still battling. And Kool-Aid's trying to wreck the 21 almost. I'm not sure what happened there. I must have missed it, but these guys are after each other. They're out for blood.
Yeah, I've been riding
Yeah,
along
40
with the
put him in a
three of
wall.
Chevy for quite a while, and yeah, the 40 and the 21 of Tenacious been going after it, lap after lap. Rick, we're coming on down to the closing laps, getting closer and closer. Under 10 to go. I'm going to work my way back up to Bowling. I don't see anybody in his immediate rear view. We're almost there, buddy.
I would say I think it does look like the 88 may have closed the gap a bit. If I could find the 38. 38's coming off of turn 2. The 88 is coming to turn 1. So I think that gap has started to close a little bit. I think the 38 maybe is trying to save a little fuel now. It's so hard to tell with spectator cams, but it doesn't look like he's quite at the same pace. I could be wrong. It's just the way the spectator cam is, but I don't know. I mean, I am speechless right now. You take it away, Rick.
Laps to go as the 38 of Bowling now exits the second corner. It'll be 4 miles remaining in this race, and he has just driven a masterclass from the outset. Not necessarily out to lead every single lap, but he also needs to thank his lucky stars that the 99 of Shadowlack made 2 speeding errors down pit road today. There's 4 laps remaining, less than that now. 3 miles left before Bowling crosses the line, Pete. This Crosley Brands F-150 is going to go for his 4th win of the season, and he's going to extend his lead to an astronomical amount.
Yeah, absolutely. Bowling at the beginning of the season, like I think I mentioned this once or twice before. He was considered for Xfinity, but he wanted to get a truck championship before going to another series. Kind of the way that it used to be, Rick. It used to be the ABC of NASCAR. You'd go to ARCA, then Busch, and then Cup. So he's trying to do it the right way as well. He wants to go truck to Xfinity and then on to Cup whenever that time might be right for him. So he's starting the season off very, very well, and I don't see anything holding this 38 Crosley machine back whatsoever. Coming down to the close here, bud.
Absolutely, Pete. It's just one more circulation around this track. Miles the Monster is going to be left stunned, and if they could, they would put this 38 Crosley F-150 in the hands of that big concrete behemoth. It's been a beautiful drive today, Pete. One more corner left.
Yep, all the way halfway through 3 and 4, now off of 4. Doesn't look too tight, doesn't look too loose. Across the line for win number 4. It will be the 38 of NNR. Bowling sitting here, and man, another night, maybe not max points because he didn't get the stage, but he got flagged that mattered to him. So congratulations to Bowling, extending your lead even further. And man, way to get it done one more time. We're going to be able to talk to Bowling and the other two the other drivers in the top 3. There we go. In just a moment, as soon as they finish their cool down laps, guys, hang out, relax, grab a cold beverage. We will be right back. All right, guys, thanks once again for hanging out with us. We definitely appreciate it. So we got our top 3 in the booth. Again, we're going to have Lucky Dog pick up on his eSpark Racing buddy, old Mr. Kool-Aid. Welcome to NNR and your first top 3, buddy. Rick, Lucky Dog, go ahead.
Kool-Aid, you got a copy?
Oh, yeah. What's up, boys?
All right, so a really great recovery drive from you, from all the way to the back to third, and going to go early in the race, stage 1. I saw you up against the inside wall in front straightaway towards turn 1. Now, my theory was that there was a glitch spot in the wall that caused you to wreck. Am I correct with that?
Absolutely. I was in second, just kind of biding my time, and that wall at the start-finish line just jumped out and grabbed me. And there were some choice words, but it is what it is.
I hear you. I've had that I had that a lot when I was doing the preseason, or not preseason, but the winter heat events there. So I know what it's like. But overall, a really great drive from you. I don't know if I think you may have fell 1 or 2 laps down. Just to take us through your mindset, trying to get yourself back up through the field to the top 5, or well, I should say a podium finish.
Right. So after I hit the wall, I sped on pit road, and it put me 2 laps down, and I just was having a meltdown and calmed down a little bit, and it was wild in the middle of the pack, but it is what it is. I'm happy to be racing here. Me and Tenacious, man, we were just going at it, freaking fist fighting, and it was good, man. Bowling is super fast, super good. A lot of these guys are fast, and I'm just excited to be a part of it.
All right, so now you got anybody you want to shout out for tonight's race?
Yeah, man. I just want to thank first off Stout for getting me in here, and really Swats for getting me started and getting me lined up and all that. And I had a big glass of Kool-Aid before the race. I think that helps. I want to thank Kool-Aid.
Obviously.
But yeah, man, it was fun. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, great run for your first NNR Truck Series race, and I hope to see more out of you and future races. Good job.
Appreciate it, brother.
Yeah. All right. Who is it? Is it Rick or Repeat? Because Repeat was saying some stuff about a Bowen that
No,
sure.
I will actually go ahead and pick up on old Mr. Tenacious.
Okay.
Yep, Tenacious Z, you in that 21, you kind of surprised me right in the middle of the race. You really started to make up some ground, keeping up with the leaders. You actually were able to get on by and lead quite a few laps. And then in stage 3, you showed that speed again, and then it looked like your tires started to wear off. Talk us through from that point on through that last pit stop, and then those last five, 5 to 10 laps.
So yeah, where you talking about the middle of stage three, I started. You can say I was off the pace. I was trying to conserve some fuel because it looked like the race was about to go green the rest of the way, and I was dead at even with fuel mileage and laps left. So I tried to pull off some strategy as far as saving some fuel because I knew I was going to be running hard from the last pit stop. Luckily, um, fuel strategy worked out in my favor right there towards the end. That 21 Cosmopolitan Chevy really surprised me too. It really wasn't fast at the beginning, but pit crew made some adjustments. Crew chief got his butt out of his head. And yeah, I'm more shocked myself than anything.
Well,
I
we talked
lucked
about
up.
how rough Dover of is, of a track in the beginning of the race. So, man, you conquered the larger of the two concrete cans of Dover. Miles, you eluded Miles tonight as well. Any shout outs from you, buddy?
Yeah, man, I want to give a big shout out to old Mr. Kool-Aid right here, man. Him, like you said, we fought it for I want to say a good 8 to 10 laps
We
right
saw
there in
you.
the end. I think we were both on the same strategy. We just it's just one of those things. I give him props. I like him. That was good hard racing. Uh, want to shout out to Swats and Coley for finally getting me that extra pole that I was missed on the standings. Uh, no harm, no foul. But yeah, that's all I got, man. Good racing.
Gotta let that go, Tenacious.
All right.
He'll be
Well,
forever in my heart.
Rick James, you've got our leader. I think I've talked to the one and only NNR Bowling enough so far this season for win number 4. Go ahead and pick him up, buddy.
In the number 38 Crosley Brands Ford F-150. In 9 starts this season, he's got 2 poles, now 4 wins, 7 top 5s, coming into Dover with an average finish of 3.5, with 11 stage wins and a 64-point lead that's about to be increased. NNR Bowling, you are tonight's winner at Dover. How did it go for you tonight?
Didn't go too well to begin with. I can tell you that. Got mixed up with some stuff that happened, but at the end of the day, I had the strategy to win.
What was that strategy? Because in the first stage, you were sitting behind a bit. It looked like it was a strategy of conservation, especially with about 66 laps to go, when everyone could do the math and find out that it would take fuel saving to win.
Yeah, so I ran myself out of fuel on the second to last pit stop on purpose because I knew if I ran that one extra lap, all I would have to do was just save a half a lap, and I would have been good. And that's exactly what I did. Thankfully, I have a shifter; I could throw it in neutral and just coast around the track a couple of laps, and I yeah, that essentially got me the win. And I don't like fuel strategy, but it came down to it, and I knew if I could do it just for just a couple laps, I'd be okay, and I could live with myself at the end of the day.
A W is a W any way you cut it. The 99 of Shadowlax seemed to give you the biggest headache today. Besides him, any other drivers or fans you want to shout out?
Tenacious was fast all day. At one point, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to catch back up to him, but then he went into fuel saving mode, and well, uh, that's where I had that advantage.
A great advantage indeed, and it ends up getting you your 4th win in 9 NNR truck starts. Congratulations, Bowling.
Thank you, sir.
Back to you, Pete.
Thanks, Rick. I'll take that pass. I appreciate you, buddy. Man, yeah, Bowling, my congratulations as well, man. Very, very impressive. I mentioned at the end of the broadcast that you were considered to run in Xfinity this year, but you passed up on it. You wanted to really contend for a truck championship before moving on. Buddy, you're doing it the right way. You've got a great start to the season. We're getting to about the third of the season point. I'm looking forward to a lot of great things out of you. But after tonight, we're going to have to wait 2 weeks before we see you back on track. Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you very much, Pete.
You're welcome. Well, Rick James, any final thoughts? Anything that stood out to you tonight before we get these trucks ready for their Thanksgiving break?
Yeah, Pete, we're going to put the covers on these trucks. We're going to put the seal on the garage, and the track is going to be silent for well over a week as we take this Thanksgiving break. My lasting thought is going to be this. I want everybody listening to this to have a safe but happy Thanksgiving. Please mind your family and please take care of each other during these holidays. We're here for the love of racing, but without each other, we have no community. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Have a very, very safe Thanksgiving, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Lucky dog, man! It was one hell of a race. You actually got some people out there in chat to kind of keep them engaged, keep you engaged. Some great questions tonight. What are you taking away from tonight, sir?
Well, I'm taking away that we had another great race at Dover for the NNR Truck Series. Another great race this season. I mean, all the races have been very clean and very fair. So, I mean, it was just fun to watch. I mean, you got to see some strategy, especially at the end of stage 2. I think Bowling took 2 tires or at one point, and got to see a good stage 2 finish. I mean, we saw a lot of things happen today. We saw Shuttlelac make a good drive up through the field, and just had a lot of things. You had a lot of guys taking a more patient approach. You had guys who had really great raw speed and use it to their advantage. So I think overall it was another great, successful race in NNR. And I'm just, it's no surprise because it's one of the best leagues out there. And also, along with Rick, want to wish everybody a happy and healthy and safe. I can't speak. Oh my goodness. Happy health and happy, healthy, and safe. There we go. Thanksgiving. Just hope that everybody has a good one and spend some time with their family, and I know I will be. So looking forward to that, and looking forward to the off week that we have, and also looking forward to the Xfinity and Cup race this week as well. Can't forget about those guys.
You brought me right to it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thank you both, guys. It's been one hell of a race tonight. Thank everybody out here in the Truck Series. Put on one hell of a show. Oftentimes they thank us for broadcasting the race and the exposure and all that. You know what? They are the ones putting on the race. We're just lucky enough to talk about it, and want to thank every single one of them, including SWATs, for managing quite a great series in trucks since taking over mid-season last season. But guys, that's going to be it for me as well. I will see you tomorrow night. I'm not quite sure who will be there with me. I know Rick James has something else that he's got to do. Maybe I'll pull Rowdy down or somebody like that to come on over. Also, Shadowlack has offered once or twice to pop into the booth as well. Maybe I'll take him up on it also. But until then, don't forget, 8:30 tomorrow night, you got the NNR Xfinity Series right back here from the Concrete Canyon of Dover. Let's see who'll be able to elude Miles the Monster tomorrow night, 8:30 Eastern. Be there, be square. Have a great night. Stay safe. See you somewhere around the track. Later, guys.